All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Shop and Tread Talk podcast. We've got Frank and Margarita here today. How's it going, guys?
It's good. Good. How are you?
Good, good. Before we get into it, just wanted to mention that you can follow us on Facebook if you search the Tread. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name. The Shop and Tread Talk podcast on Facebook. You can definitely follow us there. Like, comment. Also, this can be viewed on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, thanks for joining us today, and let's get right into it. Frank and Margarita, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right. Yeah. So today we have with us my business partner, my life partner, my best friend, my wife, Margarita.
Wow, Frank, you're definitely in.
I practiced that all day.
I know
All
you're
day.
getting all the brownie points today, Frank. That was perfectly rehearsed.
It was. It took me all day to figure that one out. So, anyways, Margarita is on the show with us today, and welcome.
Hi.
Hi, she says. In case
So
you
yeah,
can't hear.
we just
Speak
wanted
up.
to kind of see what the dynamic is with the two of you, and kind of were you? I actually don't even know. Were you in this from the beginning with Frank, or did you kind of jump into it in between, or how did this? Oh, was that the cat? Oh,
That's a cat.
I was like, no, I don't think that was Frank. So how did this all come together? Because I mean, I know you weren't working in the garage or anything with Frank from before. So how did this become a husband and wife booming business?
Well, that was always the plan in the beginning, but I figured I wanted to keep my job at least until we were financially stable.
Okay.
So we opened the shop in March, and then the following January, I lost my job.
Oh,
And
sorry.
then I started doing the bookkeeping / reception / service manager to save money. Then we didn't have to hire that out.
Of course, yeah.
And so then I started that, and I had a bookkeeper teach me all the ropes. And then 6 years ago, I went to school and actually got my license. So
There you
that's
go.
how we came to start together.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about the decision going 6 years down the line now?
I actually enjoy it. It got pretty frustrating in the beginning when, nobody wants to talk to a girl when it comes to their car because, girls don't know nothing, right? So that kind of got frustrating, but I'm getting better at holding my own and making sure that they listen to what I have to say too. So,
Good. Yeah, I mean they have to. I mean it's a lot of times if you look even at service advisors and managers, I mean 9 times out of 10 it's not a man anymore. It's a woman that's actually running the whole show, and there's either a man or woman in the garage fixing cars, but it's not just the guys in the garage working, and there's a guy in the front. I mean, women are taking over a lot of these different roles, and I think that's great. I think we need more of it, really, in my opinion. Uh,
Yeah,
I think the
I think
industry
having a
welcomes it.
woman in the shop is very beneficial, whether in the office or in the shop itself. There's been
Definitely.
so many times where I go to explain something to a customer, and she's like, "You're gonna have to be a little bit less technical," and she understands the technical that I'm talking, so
Yeah,
then she'll, you know,
Google translated into.
yeah, she'll female translate it into human language, and so people can understand.
So,
So
what
very
language
often,
are you saying? If she's translating it into human, what are you spewing out,
well,
Frank? That's what I
I'm
want to know.
speaking mechanic. That's
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
on a
mechanic.
whole
Okay.
nother level. Like
Okay.
we're from a completely different planet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I've heard that language before.
It's a language all in its own,
You really need
and she
someone
learned
that
some
does
of
that.
that. Yeah, she learned some of that while she was working in the shop with us for. What did you work in there, about 9 months?
but yeah, about a
Yeah,
year.
but that
About a
she worked
year.
in the shop with us,
No, that's
and
great. I mean, it's not easy, being husband and wife doing this kind of business, and I know the struggles as any partnership or business venture. But when you're husband and wife at it, 5 days a week and everything, I mean, that's it's not easy, but definitely the rewards are there, and you guys have built an awesome business, obviously.
Yeah, we've been working hard. It's been very rewarding, but it definitely has its challenges working together, being together almost 24/7. Like we have things that we do separately in the evening sometimes, but at work we're together all day long, and it's just I don't know. I never imagined that it would be my whole life together. You know, you always say yeah, your whole life together, but it's like 4 hours a day at the end of the day type of deal. Well, that's usually what it is, right, with most people. And here we are now 24 hours, right? That's so it definitely has its challenges, but man, I think it's been extremely rewarding. Margarita, what do you think?
I think we make a good team. I think we know where our boundaries lie at work. Like the office is my domain and the shop is his domain, and sometimes it cross over a little bit, but for the most part, I stay in my lane and he stays in his lane, and it works.
We have a lot of fun doing it. We have a lot of fun at work. We have a lot of fun at home.
You mean have a lot of fun scaring you at work?
That's true. Yeah.
No, I've seen a lot of the TikToks and everything, and I know, like, Frank, it's hard for you to make a TikTok without having Margarita involved in it now. So,
Well, I
uh,
like having her in there. It makes it a better TikTok for sure.
well, that you'll know that the view count's going to be higher if she's in it. No one wants to see you, Frank. Everyone wants to see Margarita.
That's
Mhm.
right. Yep. Yep.
No, but that's
Gotta
really
put the
cool.
pretty lady in there for the views anyway.
Well, I mean, Frank, you wake up with your hair like that. I mean, geez, I got to run a comb through it. You probably just wake up and your hair is already
It's,
ready to go for
I
the
very
day.
often just do this, and then that's it. That's all I do.
Or he forgets to brush his hair.
Hmm. There's been days.
The cool thing is, I know Frank's been telling me, Margarita, off and on, that you're getting more and more involved in the shop and learning as you go along. I know he was saying during the wintertime you were doing, I'd say, 90% of the tires. What was that like?
Mostly I enjoy doing tires. It's not bad. Like it's definitely a good workout. The
Is
truck
that,
tires, those are a challenge once they're
yeah.
about half my size and I'm supposed to lift them. So usually I make him do all those ones and I do the easy ones. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't even mind doing oil changes for a while either, but those get to be really gross and messy after a while and you get tired of those real quick.
Do you get customers coming in and expecting Frank to do the tires, and you're just like, yep, I'll take care of that for you? Do they get surprised? Like, have you had customers come in like, wait, what do you mean?
All the time. I've had customers say, "What do you mean you're going to work on my car?" I've had people actually come back and say, "Oh, there's something wrong with my vehicle because I did the tires and there's nothing wrong with it, but because I did it, they want Frank to look at it just to make sure that I didn't mess something up."
Yeah, and that's, unfortunately, that's a stigma that has been in the industry for a long time. I think it's slowly changing once more women are getting into the industry, and I think that's great that the narrative is changing, because it's been a long time. Like, even, well, Frank, you guys have been to my shop. My mom's there, and we'll have customers come in they're asking questions about something, and my mom will answer, and then they'll just look at her weird, like, how did you know the answer to that? And then they'll ask to talk to the boss, and then my mom's like, okay, how can I help you? it's,
Yeah,
it's
people don't like that when you do that. They're like they just don't understand how a woman can be in the shop. And I've always encouraged it. I'm like, women are so much smarter than men, and for them to be able to retain information, like most of the time, generally a woman just they learn something once and that's it. They know it's not a question of do they will they have they just know it, right?
they know, and
And
the
then
attention span is there too.
yeah, yeah, and after that, it's just a lot of times it's building strength. Like most women aren't as strong as a man, and so
Exactly.
they build the strength. But if they can build the strength, they can do the job. There's no doubt about it. The
Sorry, Frank,
knowledge
you're gonna
is
have to repeat that. I lost my train of thought. I lost attention there. Sorry.
there. No, I can't repeat that. Come on now.
No, you're bang on with that. I mean, it's very rare that you'll see a lot of these successful businesses that don't have a very strong presence from a woman. I mean, it's great, and the nice thing is, Frank, you've got your strengths, Margarita's got her strengths, and you guys together are able to feed off each other, and I think that's great. It's,
And I couldn't run the shop without her. There's just no way. Like I did it for the first, like you said, for the first few months. I was my own office manager and running the shop. Like I was there all by myself. My brother came to help me out a little bit in the shop, right?
yep,
But I mean, it was hard. It was hard writing up invoices. I'd be at the end of the day, I'd be writing up an invoice, and she called me, says, "When are you coming home?" And I'm like, "When I'm done. I got to write up an invoice, or I got to."
Or I'd come and help you.
Or yeah, well, she would later on. She would come and help me, but
yeah,
it took a lot of work. So then we I forget how we went this. Somebody come and help us in the office part time in the office while I was working, and I mean that didn't work out so well. So when she lost her job, it was like, okay, well now I guess it's do or die. So
yeah,
she jumped in and she learned it like super quick. Had essentially never used QuickBooks before,
yep,
and within a short little time learned how to use QuickBooks, do invoicing, and learning all of the part suppliers that already were in place. Like,
yep,
and she picked it up real quick. And then, yeah, once it got to the point where, I mean, we had enough work, then we hired, different employees in the shop back
yeah,
and forth. But then eventually it was like, hey, we almost need a second service advisor, and that's when we hired David to come aboard,
yep,
and that's been working out super great. And then when we were down employees in the shop, well, our uh, co-op student was at Fanshawe,
yep,
and it's like she's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just jump into the shop and start working. And she started doing brakes and tires and oil changes and just killing it. I'm like, it didn't matter what she did or what she put her mind to or what her hands to. It just did it right. And I'm like, I don't know how I could have done it without it. The people I would have had to hire and pay absorbent amount of money to,
yep.
and all it cost me with this one is a vacation once a year. I mean, I do that. I'm okay with
You don't have a choice.
You don't have much of a choice in that department.
that. But it's been quite a journey, and now she's transitioning more back into the office because we finally been able to hire a couple of employees in the shop,
Yep.
and so now we're gonna come here shortly. We're gonna start just rolling full steam. The tire season's starting again for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spring, and then the summer rush is gonna come, and I think that we're just gonna, I don't know, we're gonna roll full steam through the summer and see how that goes. And
It's great.
see if we
I think it's nice that, even if you guys are, once you get your bay back, because you've got your office and everything in there right now, once you get that
another
bay
week
back,
hopefully.
you can put a big sign up there that you can put up there, Margarita's Bay. So if she wants to work on something, she's got her own space there too.
Well,
Well,
you know what? That's actually funny. I found at one of the yard sales, I found that it says woman. What does it say?
woman's space or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. And I put it up outside my bay door. Not a single man walks into my door. It could be wide open. Not a single man will walk in, but they'll walk in his bay if it's open. So that's pretty funny.
That's why we keep the chains up.
Woman cave. That's what it said. Woman's cave.
Did it? Something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what it says.
You should get two more made and just put them over each bay, and then they'll have to walk in the front door, and then you don't have to worry about them walking in the garage anymore and bothering you guys. Hey, Frank?
You know what? Yeah, you know what is the best thing that we ever did for that is just some plastic chains that we hook from one end to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a few people crawl underneath it, and I'd be like,
Seriously?
no, oh yeah, yeah. And I said, no, you have to stay on the other side of that. I always use the excuse, my insurance won't allow you in here.
Well, they won't.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not really an excuse. I mean, it's the truth. But as soon as you say insurance, whoop, they're out the door and they're good. So
I think we should just put a sign on it that says, if you crawl under or go over this rope, we will automatically add 10% shop supplies on top of your repair order.
Oh, I'd doing 40%. Forget this 10% stuff. I'd be doing 40% because it annoys the crap out of me when people come in. The shop I worked at for many, many years, he had no problem. Like, of course, he didn't work in the shop himself, but he had no problem with people walking in. And I
Yeah.
kept saying, like, we got to do something about this. And I always wanted to put up like a barrier or something by the door. And he's like, no, no, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. And that
Ye-
was one of the very first things I did at our shop is like I put chains across and I'm like, nope, nobody's walking in here. Forget that garbage.
In the summertime, we leave the doors open and everything. It's been okay. We haven't really had too many people kind of walk in, and usually they won't walk right in. They'll kind of hang out outside, and then one of my techs or whatever will be like, "Hey, can I help you?" "Oh yeah, I'm just looking for the office," and then they'll point the sign that says "office" that way, and then they just leave. But very rarely will they kind of run into the garage, unless it's the only ones that go in the garage. If it's like a family friend, one of my uncles or something, then my techs know. But even then, they're not going and standing under the car because then, yeah, it's not going to turn out
Yeah.
well. 'Cause, at the end of the day, it's all safety, right? It's about safety.
Yeah. So many people, same thing. They stand there and they're like, I'm like, can I help you? Oh, I was just wondering if you could do some work for me. Well, yeah, you're going to have to go to the office and talk to them and see what our schedule is like. That pisses some people off when I do that. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I tell everyone, I don't know the schedule. That's Margarita's department. Well, how much is it going to cost me? I don't know the price. That's Margarita's department. And I just keep pushing it onto her. And they're like, and finally they go in reluctantly and they go in to talk to her. And then when she tells them, and then sometimes they're like, and we've actually had people that come back to me and they're like,
Mhm.
oh, she said this and this. And I said, yeah, that's what it is.
What you could do is you should be like, I'd love to give you a price, but the last 5 or 6 times that I gave a price, it was actually a lot more expensive than what she was quoting. You're probably better off just talking to her. I don't want you to spend more.
Yeah, that's a good
Go
one.
that way.
I never tried that line, but maybe I'll use
Try
that.
that one next time and be like, yeah, the last guy, I think he spent an extra $250. I mean, if you want to, I can. You want me to quote you? you know.
Yeah, I usually tend to quote it real high because I'm the one doing the job. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I usually end up quoting it real high because the job pisses me off. So better talk to Margarita.
Yeah. Oh man. No, that's great. I mean, having that the communication back and forth, and the nice thing is when there's a job and you're able to explain it to her as well, a lot differently than someone that's just kind of getting into the game, right? So she's been in the garage and knows all the kind of ins and outs of some of the jobs too. So when she's quoting it, that she's gonna remember that we're doing this exhaust job. There's gonna be a gasket here. There'll be this here, the spring kit and this kit. So a lot of that stuff like is even some service advisors that are 5, 6, 7 years in are forgetting these little things, right? So
Well, I think that was a huge benefit, don't you think, Margarita? From
It was. It was very, very insightful just to see what all goes into.
yeah,
Because usually I listen to what he says and then I memorize everything. So when people come and ask
memorize.
me, then I have the
yeah.
answers. I don't always have to run and ask him for all the answers.
Well, the beauty is once, like everyone, obviously, most of your customers are a lot of return customers, right, from the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once they've dealt with you, Margarita, over for a while, and because the first time they may be like, okay, so she's gonna give me the price. It's like, yeah, well, yeah, she is. So I guess after some time, once you've dealt with them, they're like, oh, okay, well, she's my go-to person to get the advice for the vehicle and everything. Then the narrative changes, right? And then when you get new customers, then sometimes, unfortunately, we just have to retrain them to realize that this is just not the normal shop you go to and you can say the things that you want to say, right? Everyone's got to be treated with respect.
Well, it's mainly a lot of people that are friends with Frank
Yeah.
that don't like dealing with me. They'll text him instead of calling the shop for appointments,
Yeah.
which then I'm the one responding back to them, but they think they're talking to Frank if they're texting him. So I said that the other day when somebody called and I answered, I'm like, you're talking to me 95% of the time, not Frank. but they think that they're talking to him, and I guess that's all that's important.
It'll it'll take some time. It'll get to the point where, Frank, don't take it the wrong way, but it'll get to the point where people don't want to talk to Frank when they come in, which is honestly, I would think that's probably a good thing because then you can actually get stuff done that you need to get done in the garage and not waste time answering questions that Margarita's got an answer like instantly for, right?
No, exactly. I had a customer the other day. He texted me and said, "Hey, can you quote this and this and this for me?" And I'm like, "Nope." But I'll get Margarita to quote it out for you.
Yeah.
Or like, and you the other day when you called, I'm like, "Hey, I'm just gonna have to give the phone to Margarita." Or very often, I won't even answer the phone. I'll either let it just ring out, or she'll pick it up and be like, "Frank's phone," and then she's like, "Oh no, Frank's busy. What can I help you with?" And yeah, that definitely teaches people that it's like, "Hey, I just don't have time to answer the phone. I'm
I
in there
usually try
working."
calling you at the most annoying time possible, usually just before lunch.
Yeah,
And I'll try to make sure that the
but
question's as long winded as possible too.
we get time for lunch.
No, not usually.
Okay, so that don't
Oh,
matter. We're shop owners. Remember, there's no schedule for us.
there really isn't.
It's just
I, by the
awake and
time,
sleep. That's what we have right now.
usually by the time I get lunch, the lunch is usually made or ordered or sitting there by 1:30 or so. And by the time I get to it, because I'm just trying to take care of all the customers, it'll be 3 o'clock.
The shop I worked at before, the owner, he would go for lunch exactly at 12 o'clock every single day. So the same time that everyone else was scheduled for lunch, except for the girl that was in the office. She wasn't allowed to take her lunch at 12 o'clock. She had to wait until he got back at 12:30 or 12:40 or whatever. And I was like, you know what? To me, that just seemed backwards. Like it should be like, hey, these are the people that are making the money for you.
Yep.
You should allow them. There's you go have lunch. I will go when you're done, right? And I've always thought of that backwards. So that was one thing when I started. I'm like, no, when if it's between me and the employees get to go first. That
Yep.
it's just that's the way it is every time. So
That's
when it comes to
same with
lunchtime,
me.
you guys go for your lunch. When you get back, then I'll go or then I'll do my thing or whatever. But
Yeah, in the office it doesn't work that way.
no,
David and I try to take her. Well, we take our lunch together, and if I'm there, then I'll answer the phone. If he gets there before me, then he does. But we both
Yep.
usually work through our lunch. But I try at least to give him half an hour of his lunch.
No,
So it
definitely.
doesn't always happen that way.
Our guys take half an hour, and if it's been a crazy busy day and stuff, then I'll try and buy lunch for the guys as much as possible, and then I try and spend some time in the garage as well. I'll have lunch with them too. I enjoy breaking bread with the guys in the back and shooting the breeze for half an hour. We try to kind of shut things down for the half hour and just kind of reset.
it's
But
nice to be able to do that for sure.
yeah, and I don't want to be the owner that's just in the front office, uh, you know, taking making repair orders and answering the phone and just talking to customers. Like I want to be in the back with the guys as well, right? So they know that I'm not just a guy in the front answering the phone, right?
Yeah, having that kind of relationship with your employees is, I mean, you got to have a certain level of it, but you definitely got to have some kind of relationship with them. Because if you're just always, I'm the boss and you're the people,
Yep.
that doesn't work.
See, that's
And
why I come and annoy you. That way, I still exist in the office too.
Uh huh.
the guys know there's two times of the year that I might be a bit edgy and a little bit more by the book when it comes to getting stuff done. It's winter tire season and spring tire season, because I mean those are the two busiest times of the year where you know there's literally no time to spare. It's just all guns blazing, just going, right? But
Yeah.
Oh, I totally get that.
yeah,
And then you just got to accept that that's how it is. But you'll always have a busy season. You'll have a slow season. So you're just gonna
yep,
take the good with the bad, right?
Well, we've
exactly.
been very blessed this year. We never had a slow season yet, so
Yeah.
we've been busy right throughout the whole year.
kind of slower, but just not empty bays like
No.
you hear everyone talking about. We haven't had empty
No, I mean
bays.
that's amazing. Oh, because I know Frank, you were predicting. That's why you guys did the big renovation, right? You were predicting that oh, it's not going to be as busy and stuff like that. But you know that always backfires, right?
Yeah, well, you think I would have learned by now, but
So
apparently not.
now you have to say that this year's not going to be busy. You should just stick with that. So that way, the rest of the year just goes the opposite direction for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, usually I market a lot in January, February just to keep people coming because we've had a couple of January, Februarys where we saw one person a week, which was kind of really
Oh wow.
tough. So now this year when we were doing the renovation, I said, well, I don't mind if we're a little bit slower. That way
Yeah.
we'll bomb through the renovations faster. And we've just been like busy, busy, busy.
So
So
well, that's because Frank is advertising all around town about a Chevy Cruises. That's why.
yeah.
Best car on the market, right there.
God,
No one agrees with me. That's
I just
okay.
heard a few crickets.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
No, that's really cool. Are you guys planning? I think Frank or Margarita, were you guys planning on putting another addition on the building at all? Another bay? You're almost getting to that point, no?
Well, we were going to until we had to renovate our office. So now I'll have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's possible that we might do it within a year or so, but it all depends on how this next year goes. If the next year is good, then it might happen sooner. But yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how that ends up. But we just ended up, like I say, we hired our co-op student, and we've got another technician hired to start in 3 weeks.
The license?
He's
Writing at the end of the
Yeah,
month.
he's third
Okay.
year writing it, so he'll have his ticket soon.
Man,
But yeah,
I
that's
hope
gonna
that
change
works
things.
out, man. Because I know how much that would really help you guys to kind of take a bit of the load off too.
Well, we've been working towards getting our shop to the point where if we need to go away, like we're going to Pennsylvania at the end of April,
Yep.
and what it's been up till now is if we go away like that, then the shop shuts down.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about the fact that the shop shuts down, but I do feel bad about customers who desperately need their work done
Yes.
during that kind of a time period, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to build so that when we need to do something, that the shop doesn't just halt and nothing happens, right?
Well,
So that's kind of what we're building towards, and I think this will be the first stepping stone towards that. So I think we'll definitely see how it works at the end of April, and if it works out that way, then we're just going to take vacations for the next 6 months and let
that's
the guys
amazing.
do.
The thing is, you guys didn't get in business you know to buy a job, right? You know what I mean when I say that is like you guys are in business to run a business, right? And so sometimes when we get so busy, in the business, working in the business, working, and you not lose focus, but you get so set in your ways, and then you don't realize that if you had, I know it's tough to get people, but once if you had someone else working in the garage a little bit, you could be a little bit more hands off and be able to spend some more time with each other and just go out and do things, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I didn't get in business to just be working 6 days a week. Like, I eventually want to be able to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what, I'm not going in today, and it'll be okay.
uh, I wouldn't do that. I would go crazy if I said I didn't want to go to into work. I try to not let a
A
day go
day,
by
a
where I
day,
don't work.
Frank, one day. I'm just
No,
saying,
it'll never
end of the
happen.
week.
You will never.
No, but my whole point is always like, yeah, I wanna run a business, but I want to run a business where I can help someone else live a life. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
so we have our employees. We want to generate enough work so that they can also build a life. We don't want to just. I don't want to
Definitely.
just build a life for us. I want them to be able to build a life as well.
For sure. They're your teammates, right? At the end of the day, they're not
Well,
employees.
if
They're
it
more
wasn't
team.
for them, where would we be?
Nowhere.
and and
Nowhere.
there, I always go back to where I worked, right? And it was a prime example of forgetting who is helping you get to where you are, right?
For
Like
sure.
there's a point where, okay, yeah, I mean, you're running things, your life might move a little faster for you, but those people that are working for you are the ones that are helping do all this, and they need to be compensated for their stuff too. Like they
They're the
need to be
fuel
able to
for
do
the
all that
engine,
too.
man. I mean, without the teammates and the employees you got, I mean,
Yeah,
yes, you guys could do it because Frank, you're a mechanic and Margarita could run the front, but it's not the same. Like without having the help, it's not an easy task at all.
wow. We could definitely run just the two of us if we wanted to, but the thing is, we've got people knocking down our door to try and get work in, and if we want to have a good client base and we want to service the customers that we have to get people to help us. But then the thing is, then we just have to train everyone that helps us to do things the way that we want them done.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
No,
when it
but
was
yeah,
just the two of us, we were working until 11 p.m. almost every day.
Well, because of so many customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
that's that's brutal and it takes a toll on you as well, right?
Definitely does.
We were having breakfast with some friends today that have been our customers almost since day one as well. And he was saying, the other day they dropped their car off, and he says, I love it when I pick up my car. It's just I know that it's done. Everything is done on it.
Yep.
And while he was picking up the car, he was looking at our sign, and our slogan says "Go farther with integrity." And he says, that's it's so easy to see that that's what you're building your business on, and that's what we've built our whole business on, is the fact that we have that integrity, we have honesty, we have if something happens
Yep.
and it's our fault, we take care of it, right?
For sure.
If there's something that we need you to be aware of as a customer, we let you know, and we try very hard to convey that.
Definitely.
And that's something we've been really working on, is being able to find all of the things that you should fix on your car today and the things that you could wait with, and then
Yep.
conveying that properly to a customer. And customers really seem to appreciate that.
That's
Not
good.
no pushy sales gimmick, no nothing.
Yep.
Nothing like, hey, you really should do this or you really should do that. It's just like, present it. This is what your car needs. Okay, well, let's do it.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a few people we have to kind of convince to, this is a safety issue. You need to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But mostly our customers are reoccurring customers now. When we come and say, hey, you need to do this, 95% of them will be like, okay, let's do it.
You've also got that rapport with them as well, so it's not like this is the first time they randomly showed up at your shop to get brakes done. I mean, these are mostly people that you know and that have been coming to you, or they're referred to you by someone else. So you're already ahead of the game in that sense too.
And yet we still get new customers.
Almost daily.
Yeah, like
That's the must.
regularly. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I was you would think that in 6 years in business we'd have our customer base filled up, but I mean, always there's customers come and go, and that's just part of the game, right? But we have regularly new customers coming in, and it's like I often ask them, like, okay, what brought you to our shop? And most of it is like, oh, such and such told me that I should come here, and that's usually what it is. And I'm like, well, that's can't ask for better advertising than that.
And see, when you're getting a referral that's from a customer that's been dealing with you for the longest time, they're automatically gonna be like, Mrs. Jones, just go and talk to Frank and Margarita. They'll take care of your car. I've been going there for years, and they'll steer you the right way. So right away, when you do the inspection on their vehicle, if they need something that's serious, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say just go ahead and fix it because they know that you're gonna take care of them because their really good friend or their friend has been coming here, so they know that their friend's not gonna send you someplace. They'll take advantage of them, right? So the word of mouth referrals, you can't get better than that.
Right.
But no, I think it's really important though that you're getting some extra staff, so at least you guys can not rest, but at least take a little bit of the headache and the burden off too, right? Because there's only so much you guys can manage, just the two of you, technically running the business, right? Especially if you guys want to go to ASTA in September and all these other conferences. So
I don't know. I don't know.
Legally, you guys have to go to that one, by the way.
Oh, legally? Oh, okay.
Legally.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that one's going to fit into our life just yet. But we're definitely going to Tools in Pennsylvania. I guess I said this.
No. Greece trumps Asta this year. That's just it.
That's not this year. That's
next year. Next year. Sorry. Next year.
Which one? Sorry?
Greece. My cruise to Greece trumps Asta.
That's
Greece is beautiful.
So, but no, we're. I think we're gonna see how Pennsylvania turns out. Like what we feel and how it does for us. That's kind of going to determine whether we will make the effort for Asta or not. But I mean, I think I would like to go just for the community that's there, if nothing else.
Well, I told you guys that when I went, that changed my whole life.
But you keep saying that. I really wonder what direction your life was going.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll be honest with you. I got a new shop software in June, and then in September I went there, and then bam, I got back, and then everything changed after that. Everything was up from there, man. Because I feel like I was basically we were doing well and everything, but we were not going in a direction where I was seeing, like anything very fruitful. It was just kind of not spinning wheels, but we're just doing okay. But now I kind of feel that the direction I'm going, that I can actually see that, okay, this is becoming extremely more profitable. We're not leaving money on the table. We're showing customers exactly what they need to get done. If they don't want to do it, it's fine, but we're informing them, and it's just changed the whole culture and everything. But you don't understand that completely until you go to one of these events and you talk to people. Like when I went, like Frank, I went alone. I didn't go with anyone. And I knew nobody when I went. But yeah. I mean, I got there, and one night they were doing a go-karting thing, and I was in one of the groups, and there was a separate group of all the guys going to the go-karting, and I just kind of messaged in there, hey, did anybody want to share an Uber to the go-karting place? And then Mike Allen, which he's Confessions of the Shop Owner, he messaged on there, like, hey, I got room for one, but only caveat is it's in my red Miata. So I was like, I mean, I don't care, but that's how I met him, and really cool guy, and been talking to him since then. But you get to meet these people, hear their stories, hear their success stories, and stuff that they did not turn out well either.
Right.
So I mean, the relationships you make at these events, it's second to none. I mean, I met him. I met Tanika. I met Benji in North Carolina. I think Josh Parnell. I met tons of people, and I met Jeff Jada Mechanic, which that's where the whole podcast thing. I started listening to his first, and that's kind of where things blossomed from there. But you don't get these opportunities in everyday life. You got to be at these events to really be in the environment and learn. I learned ridiculous amounts. Some things I thought
just that in was the one weekend.
Yeah, and that was what I was there for 4 days, but those 4 days felt like I learned for like 2 months. And it's interesting when you talk to other people, you don't realize that your advice is actually beneficial to them as well. You may think that these guys are all successful, well-off people, and then you give them a tip about something like, wow, man, I never thought about it like that. Like, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It goes both ways, but you come out of there changed, I think. I think that's what's going to happen for you guys at Tools. You take some classes there, and it'll open your eyes on stuff that you may not even realize. And Frank, you'll talk to people that are in in the garage doing this and that, and Margarita, you'll probably talk to a bunch of people that are either in the garage or doing the similar work that you're doing, and it gives you tips and ideas, and you feel a very big sense of community, right? It's like you belong to something. So that's I became a member of ASTA, and I'm not even in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
What does that?
that's how much I really believe in it.
Does it give you benefits to be a member of their?
A box of chocolates every 2 months. No,
What the heck?
no. There was a sale. I think it was $100 for the year, and then because I know that I'm going to ASTA, so I also get a discount on um, the actual ticket to go. So it just made sense. And you know what? Like it's done so much for me. $100 to join and support them. It was nothing really. They've done enough for me.
Are you gonna take your guys in the shop to ASTA?
I'd love to. I have a lot of the two guys I have, three guys right now. I have. Um, I think they're not too keen on flying to the States right now with all the stuff kind of going on, and like their significant others probably won't like the idea either.
Yeah.
So I'll open it to them. Like I don't mind taking one or two of them if they want to go, and we'd probably be able to figure something out. But that's definitely not something that's out of the question or anything. It's the conversation I'd have with them in hotels and flights, not a big deal. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that I really wish they had something like this in Canada.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't. Like Canada is pretty freaking huge, and you think that somebody up here would be smart enough to make something like that work.
I think it'd be a huge success. Like they have something in Toronto, I think it's AARO, something like that.
That's the only one I've ever heard of. But one of the guys that I'm in a group with, he's a member of that, and I asked him about it, and he's like he didn't even really know he'd never been. He was a member of AARO, but he had never been to their trade show or their training session ever. And I think he did go last year, but he's at retirement age, so he didn't really get much out of it. I don't think, but
But I
it
mean,
definitely is.
advertising and there's no hoopla behind it. That's what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
if they really wanted to make something big, they'd get all the part suppliers, Napa and ACP, CarQuest, all the big guys advertising for it. Say, hey, look, there's a big thing coming up, and then you create some excitement about it, and I'm sure a lot of people would go.
yeah, yeah. I
But
think around here it's more individual stuff, like the individual stores. Like Napa's got their own training program. They do some training modules, and CarQuest, APC, they all have their own slightly, stuff that it's an evening thing or something like that. But
sure,
most of that training I found is just repetitive, same kind of jargon, gurgled over and over again. I did it for a few years, and I'm like, I'm really not learning anything new as far as how to become a better mechanic. A lot of it was like, oh, this is the new technology. It's coming out in a Honda van.
yeah,
I'm like, well, I ain't gonna see that for 10 years in my shop.
yeah. No,
But there
it's
is one. There is a training that we're sending our apprentice to. Is Auto Aid does a really good electrical training. He's
oh
going
yeah,
to the electrical basics introduction to electrical. So I'm going to send him to that the same time that we're going to Pennsylvania.
That one
And
also has a 4-day course too
yeah, that's for
of electrical.
the
Yeah.
master electrical.
Hmm.
okay,
But that's Mark Lemay, I think.
Yep.
He's a phenomenal instructor. I've had him a few times through the APC courses,
okay.
and he's good. Like he's a super super smart guy. So there is that for training, but nothing like a weekend uh, whole event like what we have or what we're going to be going to in the U.S.
Yeah, and these are things like, man, I look for, like I'm going to Vision next week, and I was able to pull it off, which I wasn't sure, but it's working out. But there's gonna be 4,000 people there in Kansas City,
Damn.
and it's gonna be great. I know, and now I know quite a few people that are gonna be going there, so I'll be meeting some familiar faces that I haven't seen since I went to ASTA, but been keeping in touch online on Facebook and everything. So
Yeah, see, these are all kinds of programs that I've never heard about before. Um, I've only been introduced to them in the last year, nine
yep,
months, I guess, basically. Since you and I started talking about ASTA, that
yep.
was kind of the first one, and I'm like, what is all of this stuff? And I was like, I'd never heard of all of these training, but I guess they've been doing this kind of stuff for years down there, which is fantastic.
Years and years, and I think the statistic, I'm pretty sure what it is out of all the independent shops in the U.S. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if, if anyone wants to put a comment in on Facebook, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's only 5% that actually go to training.
Really,
5% out of all these independent shops.
and then they're ready. The training times or modules are already so huge. So how the heck would you ever support if like even 50% went? It'd be ridiculous.
I think if the demand was there, I mean, from what I understand, Vision was quite small. Like it was in the hundreds or maybe five, six, 700, and now it's grown to 4,000. So the word gets out. People go back to work and then they talk to their buddies. Oh yeah, I went here for this cross. Oh, I'm an automotive. I'm a mechanic. Well, okay, next time I'll go. So then it just spirals from there. But you don't know what you don't know, right? That's what it comes down to. But there's so many different conferences coming up, and the only way that you really understand the effect, like when you guys go to tools, I'm really curious to see when you come back, just kind of how it was and different classes you take and the people you talk to, especially in the evenings, glass of beer or some whiskey or something, you really talk to people and hear their story and kind of what's working for them and what's not. Those little tidbits of information, those little nuggets, I mean, you can't put a price on that. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think Margarita's taken most of the management courses out of there,
Yep,
and I'm going to do the technical training. So we'll see what it comes up. Then once we're both done, then we'll talk about it and
exactly.
I think that we're getting a 2-for-1 deal. Basically, is what's going to happen, right? She's getting
For
one end
sure.
of it, and then we'll.
Yeah, but these are not my first management classes. I used to work at a convenience store and we used to do like a convenience trade show.
Yep.
And I got a lot of management training in there too. So,
A lot of this will be geared more to the automotive industry though. And you'll probably know a lot of the stuff that they're talking about anyways, but it's just a little nuggets of information how to apply it in this dynamic that may or may not help you, or if you already know it, it'll just be like a refresher. But again, you'll get to talk to people that are in the same field or in the same job title that you have, that you'll learn so many things that you can't learn from a class. And other thing is, you make connections. Like you may end up meeting a bunch of people that you really get along with, and those are the connections that you talk to. If you have a question or want to throw an idea past them or something, then you've got someone to actually ask those specific questions to.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very good. Like I said, my goal this year was to do some networking because I felt like I was a fish out of water. I all these shops and mechanics around and so, and I really didn't know anybody.
Yep.
Because for like the last 14 years before we opened our shop, I never got out. I never got out of the shop. I never got out in the community. I didn't know anybody, and I wasn't connected to anybody online. So I told Margarita that this year is the year that I'm going to do some networking, and I feel like we've done quite a bit. I've tons of new friends on Facebook and stuff. People that would. You want to go shut that off? Tons of yeah, and just meeting people that way and getting information from them and just learning how other people run businesses and how they run their employees and stuff like that. And like you said, learning those little tidbits of information from other people, I think, is going to be huge in helping us grow our shop. because we don't know it all. We try. I mean, she knows it all, but she doesn't share it all with me, and
She can't give you all the nuggets, Frank.
she wants me to learn it on my own.
No,
All
but
in all, I think we make a pretty good team. We we've really had to learn to communicate. That's the key, I guess, when you have a husband and wife team
yep,
is really learning to communicate, and more than just talking about shop. Like we can talk shop all day long and probably talk shop more than we talk personal stuff. The other day she's like, okay, let's not talk about shop today.
yep,
Sometimes it's difficult. It's like I can turn off the work, leave at 5 o'clock, right? We leave at 5 every day.
Sure, let's go with that.
So when we finally leave work, I'm pretty good at leaving work at work.
yep.
But sometimes we talk about the day and we talk about the next day,
Oh, for
and
sure.
if something went haywire, that's something we can discuss, and I think that's really helped us because we can discuss it over dinner while we're making dinner, doing dishes, whatever. We can talk about how the day went,
Yep.
what went wrong, what can we do differently, and so we've really been able to we're able to feed off each other. Whereas I think if you're not, I'd find it more difficult maybe if you were a business partner with somebody that wasn't your life partner,
Yep.
and so now you had something go wrong. So now, okay, now you got to have a meeting. So when do you have the meeting? Do
Exactly.
you have it during work hours? Do you have it after work hours?
Yep.
We just have our meeting on the drive home. We have the meeting while we're having dinner. Like
Exactly.
we had a professional tell us once that we should sit down and have a meeting at least once a week, and I'm like,
We have it every day.
we communicate all day long, and
Yeah.
so if there's something that arises, we're usually be able to take care of it right away, pretty quick. We could talk about it even at work,
Yep.
and get things sorted out. And it's I don't know. I think it's been really good that way. It's not always been the easiest thing, but I think it's been very beneficial.
Well, you guys are both in the trenches with the wrenches, as they say, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that and I think again, I haven't known you guys that long, but I think you guys make a great team, and you're doing a great job. It's not easy. It's not easy what you guys do, and I think you guys have built an awesome company. You're employing staff. You're looking for more staff. So obviously, Frank is doing something right with all those cruises. I don't know what it is, and Margarita is obviously steering the ship in the right direction. But hats off to both of you for being able to navigate this crazy entrepreneurship project, which I call it more of a project because it is more of a project than a business some days. But I think you guys are doing an awesome job. And once this office is all done, I'm actually looking forward to coming out that way and seeing it all done and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do like one of them shop tour things. It's a pretty short shop tour,
Yeah.
like Zeb's, but
Zeb's shop tour probably was about 1 terabyte by
yeah, I
the
think
time he was done with it.
ours is gonna be like maybe 5 minutes. But anyways, yeah, once it's all done, then I'm gonna. Actually, I was talking to the guy that does our website.
Yeah.
He's really into making AI videos and whatnot. And I was thinking, that'd be perfect. Just snap a couple of pictures, and he could do this really neat AI tour video of our new office and the
Yep.
shop and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna end up doing something like that, and then posting that online once it's all done. And
You can even do a grand reopening, right, with the new office and everything, which would be cool.
we probably will do something like that. Maybe wait until springtime till we can get the smoker at the shop and maybe smoke up a brisket or some
There you
ribs or
go.
something like that.
Yep.
Invite customers out. Maybe you can even come down that day if you're into a
I'll be
brisket.
there. Yeah, let me know in
I think
advance.
hamburgers and hot dogs would be more affordable than brisket.
Yeah, I'm with her on that. We're gonna be doing something or the other this summer. We usually do a big barbecue with has about 10, 20 burners on at the same time.
Yeah,
So we'll do something like that as well, just like a customer appreciation kind of thing.
Yeah, we never got a chance to do a grand opening when we opened the shop because there was what the heck? Oh, it was COVID. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
COVID
Okay.
We
happened.
opened right during COVID, so we never got to.
We
And
opened 2 weeks before COVID
yeah,
hit.
and so it was really frustrating. So now is probably once the office, and I think it's a great idea to do a grand reopening and just
Yep.
to let people see it and customer appreciation for hey, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Hmm.
You got it. If you didn't have your teammates and you didn't have the customers, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no 3D auto without the customers and the employees, right?
No, there is not. No, exactly.
But
And I still would love to do some courses for like people that don't know anything about cars.
yep.
We did a short one at the Elmer Library, but they did it during a bad time. So we had, what, 6 people come out for that? But it would have been nice if they would have rescheduled it to a less, like they did it right in the heart of summer and everyone's camping or doing something. So I think the fall would have been a nicer time for
Well,
that.
I love to do. I want to do a women's clinic at the shop, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I tried doing it last year. It wasn't working with timing and everything. But I think that would be a lot of fun. And I was thinking I'll just get in touch with Lindsay and see if she'd be interested to come down and do something with that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Teach something. Teach something to people. People, like everyone needs to know at least a little bit of something about their car.
Yeah,
If
and
nothing else, how to add washer fluid to it in the right
Yeah,
spot.
because we taught people how to do washer fluid, coolant, check their tire pressures,
Check your oil.
check your oil. So
and
I did a lot of the demonstrations so that because there was all women that came
Hmm.
and it made them feel a little bit more at ease, I think.
100%, yeah.
And Frank and
And
I did it together. We explained things where I missed, he filled in, and kind
yep.
of so we got our point across. So that's kind of nice.
And it's not just women. Like I've got some men coming in that they'll ask me questions like same thing, like where do I put the washer fluid in, or how do I check this? How do I check that? So I mean, it's really the industry itself has got to change a bit, and we got to try and educate the customer on even some of the simpler things before we get into complicated things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come in, they may not know when we're trying to explain why their brakes are squealing, that the back end plate is ready to fall off because you got them done at Joe Blow's garage for $78, and this is what it is. But you know, the small things when we educate the customers, it really goes a long way at that moment and even down the line, right? Because then they feel it when they come in that okay, Margarita's not just trying to sell me something; she really wants me to understand what this repair consists of. And Frank is
Exactly.
not just a pretty face that wakes up with beautiful hair every morning. He actually knows what he's talking about. One day out of the
Humble.
week, right? I don't want to say five, Frank. At least one day.
Well, I
That's
know
all I get.
we only ever do CarQuest Gold brakes. I won't go any lower than that. And I
Yep.
tell people it's worth the extra money because you get the shims that are supposed to go with the pads and you
Yep.
get all of that. And it's just so much, and you don't get any squealing. There's warrant, they back their product. You don't get any
Lifetime, right?
dusting. And yeah,
Yeah.
the life of the pad. Yeah.
Life of the pad.
And
No,
and honestly, we've had very, very little comeback. There's the odd one that's defective or whatever, but
yeah, yeah.
they've always been good at replacing them for us. So I'm always, like I said, I've seen Napa brakes. People will come in and be like, "Why are my rims look so disgusting?" And I'm like, "Well, it's just the pads are wearing, and that's the dust that's coming onto your rims."
Yeah,
And that's not, I wouldn't want that on my vehicle. I
of
wouldn't.
course.
So therefore, I won't put that on anybody else's.
I think this week I've got a couple of brake jobs, so I'm actually looking forward to start using those CarQuest pads this week. So just waiting. The next brake job I get on the hoist, definitely going to be using some of those gold pads and see how it goes.
Yeah, let me know what you think, especially of that metal shim or the backing shim that's on
Oh,
there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to put them on a Volkswagen and see what happens, but that's been one vehicle that we just don't even put anything other than Volkswagen brake pads in.
Well, We've had no issues.
We've put golds on Volkswagens.
We've had no issues with Volkswagens yet.
There's sometimes it's harder on Volkswagen because there are like 5 or 6 different gold pads. So you've got to know the measurements, and you got to know this, and you got to know that. And I mean, Dodges are the same way. They're very frustrating too.
I'm gonna try it out this
so
week.
many different sizes, but yeah. I'm trying the CarQuest new high carbon coated rotors that are supposed to last longer because I don't drive my car a lot.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see how they work. Got them on order. They should be coming this week. So.
Oh yeah. No, that's great. I think we'll probably call it here. We're hitting just about an hour, and I know Frank, you're probably exhausted along with Margarita. Still working on a Sunday.
Definitely nap time.
Nap time, Frank. Go to bed.
No, we get about an hour or two nap, and then we get back up and go to work again.
No, we do not.
I you know what? I'm going to listen to your wife on this one because I think she's bang on. You're sleeping for at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
hopefully 7 hours.
We'll get between 5 and 6, maybe 7 hours. We'll see.
No, that's great. No, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight, and hopefully we'll have you back on, Margarita, when you're a licensed mechanic. Just on the side, and then Frank maybe you'll switch roles, and Frank will be in the office, and you'll be in the garage.
I don't know if he has the customer service for the office.
Ooh.
I got the face for it, but that's
that might be an off-air conversation that you guys need to figure out. But thank you very much, and Frank, I'll probably bug you at some point this week, anyways.
Sounds good, man.
All right, good night, guys.
Hey, good night.